All right, folks, it's new equipment day here at 4814 Marion. We have a new planer. It's a DeWalt 2-speed 13-inch wide planer. I just want to go over some settings, make sure you all know how to use it properly. Okay. Here's the power button right here. Here's your lowering. It's clockwise is lowering and counterclockwise raising. Half a turn is probably good for each pass. Each half turn is 1/32 of an inch. So that will ensure that we don't put undue work on the blades. Here is your removal gauge. This tells you how much material you're removing as the piece goes through. We want it to be, kind of around here in between 32nd and maybe a 16th for the softer woods, definitely towards 32nd here for harder woods. If you put your piece in and it goes straight up like that real quick, hit the power off button, okay? And you'll have to raise, then raise and remove your piece because you're taking off too much and that can jam the machine. These machines are designed to really take off a little bit at a time, and certainly for blade longevity, that will help as well. 2 speeds. We have dimensioning at 96 cuts, finishing at 179 cuts. All these are per inch. Very important. This switch only gets switched when the machine is running. It won't engage into the gear, and you can strip the gearing. It's not good. Only when the machine is running, please. Okay, here's your bottom out dial. Okay, you can have some repeatable cuts. So when it's in each setting, the machine won't go lower than a 1/4 inch, won't go lower than a 1/2 inch, etc., etc. I'm going to leave it at an 1/8 because, if it's at, say it's set at 3/4 and your material you want to get down to a 1/2 inch, this is gonna stop at 3/4 of an inch, and it's gonna stop like this. Don't force it. Don't be like, why isn't this going down? And push it harder and harder. This machine doesn't need any strength on your part at all. Let the machine do it. If you find some resistance, stop and think and say, what's going on here? Is there something jammed? And then eventually you'll see this and you'll be like, I want my material to go below 3/4. So you'll have to raise, counterclockwise is raise. Put this all the way down to 1/8 so that you can get to your 1/2 inch. You don't have to put that at the finished material. For all intents and purposes, we should be leaving this at 1/8 so that way there's no issue with this bottoming out prematurely. Okay, 1/2 inch or 1/2 rotation for each pass, and you should be good. The dimensioning speed creates a really nice finish. Finishing speed is going to be much faster, and I don't even know how much better that can get. This was a dimensioning finish. There's no knife cuts at all. Looks like it's even waxed. So there you have the machine here. Now, it's got a fan assist dust removal system. So what you want to do is, before you get set up here, you want to look at the dust collector. Make sure your gates are closed for the table saw and the miter saw. And then make sure it's open. And then what you want, and connected, of course. And then, so you want to take, if this is already on the spare open tube, take this off and then put this on and crank it. When this is off, you might think that this could fit on, right? Because of this, you'll say, "Oh, maybe I could just do this." Please don't do that. This is a special design that allows for really good extraction of chips from the machine. So then, now that you're ready, you're all set up with the machine. You want to make sure that the tube isn't going to block the outfeed. If the tube is hanging like this, it's going to block the outfeed, and then you're going to have a problem probably. Something's going to happen. Either the tube will come off and you'll have chips all over the place, or something might get jammed in the machine. So try to keep the tube, right? Try to get the tube high and out of the way. High and out of the way. So also make sure in the back that the cable is out of the way. The power cord is, probably a poor placement of it. But so I looped it around here. Just make sure that's out of the way. Also, when you're doing it, make sure that you can walk around the machine so that you can receive the output if no one's helping you, if you're alone here. And then, first turn on the dust collector. Or actually, first, really, you should measure your material. If your material is, say you bought it at the store at like 3/4 of an inch thick, set this machine, set this to 7/8. You should have at least like 2 passes where you're not cutting anything. That way you're positive you're going to have a really flat piece in the end. So what I like to do sometimes is I like to take the piece, put it in, and I'll lower it until it stops. And then I'll back it off like a half or a full turn, take it out, and then I start the process. Then I turn it on and then send it through at this height. And then half turn down, a pass, half turn down, a pass, etc., till I have full height. It's okay to send light material on the top of the machine, but, no honking pieces. If you are using reclaimed material, okay, please call me first. We want to make sure there's no metal in the material going through. It will chip. And ideally, really, you're supposed to be using the jointer before the planer. But so when you're going through the jointer, use this. It's a metal detector. Make sure that the nails, screws, other debris isn't embedded in the wood, all right? Because that'll ruin the machines, okay? Ruin the knives. And so, that in a nutshell is how it's done. Any questions, just let me know. I'll do a little sample here. Okay, so first turning this on, and then the machine.